First of all, we are collaborating very closely with the other MDB, also with bilateral donors, but in particular with the MDB, we have a really close teamwork with all the areas of procurement. All of the ADB, or most of them, are actually in the process of reforming their system in a way that is very consistent to ours. The Islamic Development Bank is working on that, the Asian Development Bank is doing that. Even the new banks, for example, the Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank, AIIB, has adopted a policy that is very consistent with ours. It's very, very similar. Of course, some other banks have a slightly different structure and focus, but they are very, very close and very consistent. The European Development Bank, the European Investment Bank, the African Development Bank also has enacted a new policy that is very consistent with the bank with some small differences. So I would say we are very aligned. Of course, we are focusing very much on key issues rather detail, but we are very much aligned. In fact, on some areas we are collaborating beyond the procurement policy. For example, we are collaborating on revising the methodology for assessing procurement system, or MAPS, which now incorporates a lot of the key important topics that I just mentioned, and it's really driven by this importance need to measure performance by working with projects of stakeholders, and several of the other, value for money and several of the others. We have just finished working together with all the MDBs, countries ranging the spectrum of development and bilateral donors on revising the methodology. We're testing it, and actually what is very exciting that it's not only being tested by our client countries, but even by OECD countries. Norway, for example, is in the process of testing it on their own system, which joins the conversation between the work we have been doing with our countries and the conversation that is going on at the OECD and other countries, because ultimately we are really working on what is the best approach, the most efficient approach to achieve the value for money, and to incorporate all the new elements of procurement wherever it's applied. So this is a very exciting moment, a moment of collaboration, a moment of partnership, a moment of very active engagement with a complete range of stakeholders, in fact, including with the private sector, where we started a very intense outreach program on certain sectors, and also with civil society, where the importance of data and transparency is becoming critical to be able to close the feedback loop and collaborate actively, continuously improving the process.